My name is Max Wolfson. How are you guys doing tonight? Are you excited to be here for LaughQuest? Yeah! Do you know what LaughQuest is? No! Yeah, that's what we like to hear. Confusion comes before good comedy. And good sex, I like to think. At least in my experience. My name is Max. I'm a member of the Midnight Gardeners League. Has anybody been to a Midnight Gardeners show before? Someone said no in a way that makes that very understandable. The Midnight Gardeners, we're a bunch of dumb assholes who do comedy in DC, and we decided, instead of trying to do that separately, we could do more dumb comedy if we did it together. And LaughQuest is a show, it's based on D&D, but also like choose your own adventure. I'll wait for you guys to get the full spiel from your host, but I'm gonna do some stand-up to start us off, because this is the Improv after all, warm you guys up. Then we're gonna bring your host out, and I'm gonna actually be in the back of the room as your narrator for the evening. Yeah. After hearing my voice and looking at my face, the guys in the group were like, yeah, in the back, that works, that makes sense. I can't say I disagree. Been told I have an NPR face, an NPR voice, and an NPR booty, so that's a real rough trifecta for anybody to work with. I feel like you guys will like this show because crowds in DC, people in DC are maybe a little smarter than they are elsewhere, I think. And that's like even in the conversations we have. I was having a conversation with a friend about the economy, and I was just trying to keep up. You know when you're talking to someone and they're going like way beyond you and you're just like, yeah, inflation, it's bad. It's like that level, but he was like going and going, and he said something that I thought was really insightful, but he said, we live in a buy-sell economy. And he was talking about like the stock market, buying and selling. But my dumbass brain, I heard him say, we live in a buy-sell economy. And I was like, we live in a bisexual incel economy? I didn't even know that was a thing, but I guess, you don't always know the forces that control the world around you. And it makes sense, because they could be fucking twice as many people, but they are involuntarily or not. It's a lot of money on dates that's not being spent. Yeah, that's not what he meant at all. But I am interested in meeting any bisexual incels that are out there, just for my own education. That could be useful. I was talking to the same friend, and he was saying communism was bad. And I was like, okay, but like, why? Like, we say that in America because capitalism won, but like, why is communism so bad? And he says, in communism, you'd have to wait in line for a free potato. And we were in line at brunch, so I was like, we're in line to pay for potatoes, asshole. I don't understand. Communism is just, I don't have to pay anymore? Free hash browns? I actually am signed up for the revolution 100%. That's where we're going. Speaking of revolution, I think the Supreme Court sucks, personally. Just my opinion, not asking you guys to agree. I think it's really shitty that the Roe decision came down for a lot of reasons, but just fundamentally in America, we don't give men's body like 1/100th of the scrutiny that we give women's bodies. That's like very obvious. Because just think about if the law on the table, it wasn't about a woman's right to choose an abortion. It was just about listing every man's dick size on his license plate. Flaccid, too, fellas. Sometimes there are dudes in the back who don't laugh, and I'm like, congrats to you, sir. Sure, that wouldn't be a problem. Well, I've got a small dick and I vote! That's my new slogan. I'm putting up t-shirts, baby. I'm gonna be the Republican nominee in 10 minutes. I do think the Supreme Court is the creepiest branch of government, and that's saying something with what we've got going on these days. It's true, because the Supreme Court, they're like a secret council that's not elected, and they wear the same outfit that like every evil Star Trek council wears. It's like a big robe. And do you guys know they have like a special chant? Yeah, they do. They have a special chant when they come out to make a decision. The Supreme Court's waiting in their cave. I don't know where they live. They're back there. And the oldest man in the world comes out. And I don't know his name because nobody knows his name. That's what we're dealing with. And he comes out, and this is true, in Latin before they make a decision when they're coming out. He goes, Oyez, oyez, oyez. And if the American government was a Shark Tank situation, at that point I am out. Do you know what I mean? Oh, the unelected evil council that decides all of our laws gets a special chant, that's the bridge too far. Just for me. Just for me, maybe. That's the part where I look at my notes. Oh, wow. The next joke is about what age I am, so that gives you an idea of my mental state. I was like, what comes next? I'm this many? So I did turn 33 recently. Yeah, one person thinks that's interesting. Everybody else is like, well. But it is, as a lot of people will tell you when you're turning 33, it's your Jesus year. So that's the year that Jesus got murked. I'm Jewish, I can say that. Were those woos of, you know what, let's not explore the woos. Let's not explore the, okay, both. Pro-Jew and anti-Jesus, what a progressive. But it's funny to think about how in the Bible, there's like a jump cut to 33. You know what I mean? Like, it's like if you were watching Ray and he like fucks up his brother, and then it cuts to him on stage at Carnegie Hall, and you're like, what? He killed his brother and that's how he became famous? I don't but I did think it was funny because this is my Jesus year, and so I just kept thinking about like what it must have been like for Jesus at 33. But not 33, like a couple years before, 31, 32. When you really start to age. Because he's a carpenter, so that meant there were days where Jesus was just like, oh, nope, no more carpenting. I turned 31, I gotta lie down. It does make you think about people hitting on Jesus. Maybe there's some people interested in hitting on you tonight, Lord. Jesus, yeah, because you wouldn't have known if you go out to the bar in ancient Judea, a place where they had bars. You would be out there, you'd be talking to him, you'd be like, this guy seems cool. Very chill energy. Very relaxed. We've had bread and fish all night. I haven't ordered a thing. Free wine. I mean, this is incredible. But what do you think the line you use on Jesus is? Be like, hey, is there a Queen of the Jews? That joke did much better than I thought it would. We're gonna get started in a minute, but I will leave you guys with this. I'm desperate to make it an entertainment, so I'm hoping you guys can be the ones to help. Because I have a TV show that I think we need in this country. It's based on a show that already exists called House Hunters. Do you guys know that show?
Yeah.
So, okay, some people, just for the people who don't, if you don't, it's about like a septuagenarian baby boomer couple. And the big problem that they have in their life is that they're trying to buy like their 5th vacation home and there's just too many options. So they're on House Hunters. I'm a millennial, and for my millennial and Gen Z folks, I'd like to do our version of that, which would be House Hunter Hunters. So it's about a group of millennials or Gen Z folks who follow the first couple around until they sign the deed and then take a sniper rifle, take them out moving, because that's the only way we're gonna get houses, am I right? America's broken. A little less enthusiasm for that than just being homeless. Okay, guys, we're gonna start the show. I'm gonna run back there. You're gonna hear my voice as the narrator, but are you ready to start the laugh quest? Let's get it done. I'm gonna run away and be back later. Bye.
Gentlemen of DC Improv, have you prepared yourselves for the enduring adventure you will receive? Then now, familiarize yourself with the narrator.
Well. We find ourselves here. The world you know may seem strange from time to time, but there are other worlds you don't know, other planes, other realms that are far stranger. Take the world of Snalvoria, for example. It's a pretty weird name, right? Snalvoria is a place of danger and mystery, of magic and monsters, of kick-ass battle scenes that look like they should be airbrushed on the side of a panel van that has a copy of Led Zeppelin 4 stuck in the tape deck. 4,000 years ago, a being of terrible evil known as Joe Rokan decided that it was the funniest creature in all of Snalvoria, and therefore it should crush all who opposed it. Its punchlines were misogynistic cliches, and its social media presence was a torrent of racist microaggressions, but somehow it still managed to rampage across the realms, unchallenged, mainly due to the popularity of its conspiracy theory-laden podcast. Then one day, a hero arose whose razor-sharp wit and uncanny joke writing proved too much for Joe Rogan, and the beast was banished. Yet even now, forces are working to bring about the Dark One's return and breach the barrier between Snalboria and your world, to spread harsh vibes across all time and space. Only you, the audience, can prevent this horrifying multiversal hack from destroying everything you love and also ruining comedy. But you can't do it alone. Would you like to meet your guide on this adventure? A man of magic known in this realm and many others. He's the thaumaturge with the drinking urge, the wizard who likes to get slizzard, the hardy guy who likes to party. That one's not about magic, it just is about him. Welcome, as your guide, Betamax, the team!
Come, ladies and gentlemen of the DC Improv, have you prepared your souls for the adventure you are about to embark on? Know now that whence we go forth from, we can never return. Does that sound like a fun time? Excellent! Well, a little bit about myself before we go any further. My name is Betamax the Teal. And looking upon my countenance, you might be saying, you are wearing distinctly a purple robe. And that, I will say, is because the supply chain issues we are facing have been quite tough. And in fact, the ink, as you all know, to make a teal robe is come from unicorn semen. And try as I might not be able to have a teal robe. But I also was not willing to subject myself to Party City's only other abomination, this here. And let it be said now and for 1,000 years, Betamax is not a turf. Now, you also might be wondering to yourselves, well, Betamax, why are you also wearing clearly a costume, wig, and beard? And to that I say, I am the only wizard in the land who suffers from the illness of alopecia. And before any of you think of having a joke into your mouths, know that at the International Wizarding Awards last year, I slapped the ever-living shit out of a living rock man named Chris. And he did not forget it. Continuing forward, you are, of course, aware of many of the other wizards in the canon. Perhaps Gandalf? Gandalf? Read a book, everyone, come on! Or perhaps Merlin? Some of you children once you remember this. Or perhaps even Willow, who is making a resurgence with a new well-timed Netflix reboot. Now you might be thinking, why haven't we heard of this white man holding a stick? And I tell you, well, it's not all glitz and glory for a wizard out there. As you may know, most wizards find themselves associated with an adorable troop of cute fantasy creatures you've never seen before, and go on a troublesome adventure with laughs and guffaws and maybe a scary moment and so much hilarity ensues. But what you don't realize is they put them through a lifetime of PTSD. And all of a sudden, Betamax, the weird, I didn't mean to say, teal. That's what they call me. Betamax the teal is the asshole because he led an entire village of adorable, just the most adorable Gorfalgians. Oh, they were the species I was to look out for. And all of a sudden I'm the asshole because they got their spines ripped out by the Gorgonax. It's just a part of being a wizard, you know? Cute, adorable things die around you in countless droves. And you say, you know what? Maybe the old guy who's writing this book will take the fucking hint. But, no. Things are hard for me, says Betamax the teal, these days. And what you might not realize is this is not actually my majestic lair. This is my parents' basement! Hard times are indeed for Betamax. For, you see, I was duped into putting all of my treasure load into a couple of coins that were found in a crypt. I was told they were going to be a new form of currency. I should have known, though, not to trust the fool who convinced me of this. He was a rather bored-looking ape man. So, times are tough for Betamax the teal. You know, we were going to be adventuring thus still, for we must defeat the likes of Dolrugan, do we not? Will we defeat the likes of Dolrugan? Very good. Well, I thought I was afraid there for a moment you're all just going to be here to get drunk and eat fried food. Well, the course of the night will take us in varied directions. We will be going to many a different land across the land of Snalvoria. And I will attempt to summon 3 of the funniest heroes you have ever encountered. And with their help, and all of you together, we will decide the fate of this quest. For this is, in fact, a choose-your-own adventure! Yes! Now, before we choose our hero, you must introduce yourselves to the first member of your realm who will be helping us through this quest. Here's a dear friend of mine, and soon to be ours. Please put your hands together now for Mr. Kevin Tit!
Oh, hey, give it up for Betamax the teal, y'all. Yeah, hell yeah. Where do I stand? Do I stand here? Should I stand? All right, we're gonna keep that up. All right, cool. I'm gonna stand on this side. How's that sound? Yeah! It's working? Cool. All right, I'm gonna do stand up now. Where all my picky eaters at? Make some noise.
Yeah.
Picky eaters. We got any? We got a couple? I like that someone pointed at someone who did not want to be acknowledged as a picky eater. That's how it works for us picky eaters. Other people are calling us out. We don't often get to recognize ourselves. I've been a picky eater my whole life, and that's because I'm an American. And I was raised that way. When I was a child, I was to have to spend weekends at my father's house because my parents were divorced, like true Americans. And weekends with my dad would always begin with a trip to Burger King, where he would get 10 hamburgers for 89 cents a pop, because this was the 90s, and you could do that. And he would get 10 for 89 cents a pop. Me and my sister would be like, Dad, why don't you get the cheeseburgers? It's only 10 cents more. And he would say, we got cheese at the house. I wouldn't be paying an extra 10 cents for cheeseburgers at Burger King when you could just slap on a Kraft single and microwave that at home later. And so that's how I was raised for a long time. Which is why, I'm a picky eater. And I get a lot of shit for it. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of people giving me shit about being an American. And I remember a couple months ago, I was in New York, and I was drunk late at night, and I went to a bodega. And I usually go to bodegas and get breakfast sandwiches because you can get a breakfast sandwich at any bodega in New York at any time that you want. And that's the beauty of that city. That's the only saving grace of that city. That's the only good thing about New York City. Is you can get a breakfast sandwich whenever the fuck you want. But knowing that I'm picky, I was trying to, expand my palate. And so I was in this bodega drunk one night and I said, you know what? I'm gonna give myself a real New York experience. I'm gonna get a chopped cheese sandwich tonight. Do you guys know what a chopped cheese is? All right, for those who don't, it is literally a cheeseburger chopped up on a griddle and put into bread. Yeah, they prepare the whole cheeseburger on the griddle and then they just chop that shit up, make it real sloppy, and then they put it on a piece of bread. And so I decided I'm gonna order one of those. But because I'm picky, I asked for a lot of modifications. I went to the bodega guy, I was like, excuse me, let me get a chopped cheese with only ketchup and mustard. And the guy looked very confused. He said, excuse me? And I said, chopped cheese, only ketchup and mustard. And then he looked at me like I was crazy. But I was not about to back down. I was not about to let him make me feel bad about being picky. And so I tripled down and said, chopped cheese, only ketchup and mustard. And he said, okay. And I went outside to smoke a joint and calm down because that was a lot for me to do, to put myself out there like that. And so I was smoking the joint, I go back inside, I get my sandwich. It was made very fast to the point, I was like, it's already cold. So this must have been waiting here for a long time. And so I buy it, I leave, and I start eating it on the walk. And I realized, damn, this is a mighty fine chopped cheese. This shit is delicious. Also, my first chopped cheese, so I assume they all taste this way. And then halfway through it, I realized it was cold. And I opened up the tin foil and found out that the man had just chopped up a bunch of cold cheese, drizzled a bunch of ketchup and mustard, and put that on bread. And he gave that to me. And I couldn't be upset because that man paid attention to direction. He got every detail right. And I can't help but wonder what was going on through his head when he had to make that sandwich for me. This man had a lot of pride in his shop. Sitting there looking at a cold block of cheese. Trying to work his way up to cut it up. Drizzle a bunch of ketchup and mustard on there and put that on some bread. And sell that to a human. But I asked for it. I'm 33 as well as Max, but I never think about it as a Jesus year. I always thought it was my Scottie Pippen year. I don't know what that means either. Like it's like a sacrifice, he sacrificed a lot. But I thinking about like life, mortality and shit, I realized my best years are far behind me. And they happened when I was in the second grade. I think that's when my life kind of peaked. I learned about what it means to be a person. You know, I remember my second grade class, I was 8 years old, living in San Angelo, Texas, and my teacher was teaching us about mammals and how humans are mammals. And it explained to the whole class that we're all mammals. And this is where I witnessed my first uprising, because Benjamin did not like to hear that. He stood up and said, fuck that. I ain't no fucking mammal. Again, he was 8. So we were all kind of taken aback by it. And the teacher said, oh no, Benjamin, we are all mammals because we're warm-blooded, we don't lay eggs. And Benjamin cut her off, stood on the desk and said, fuck that, I ain't no fucking mammal. And then 2 other kids in class were like, yeah! And so there was a whole uprising on our hands. And the teacher did what most teachers do in that situation. They made those kids disappear. Yeah, they got suspended for a couple days, but we didn't know that. They just were gone. And so I learned a valuable life lesson about speaking out. I don't agree with what Benjamin was saying, but the man was gone. I was 8. I don't know. I also went to a planetarium that same year. learned a lot more about mortality because again, I'd never been to a planetarium, and when I got there, it looked like a big movie theater. So I was excited because I used to love to go to movies. It was 1996, whole different time, you know? And I was sitting there in the theater, and I was fucking mesmerized by how big it was, and all of a sudden the lights went out, and all the big massive walls turned into part of the screen, and I was immersed in outer space. And then this voice of God came up and explained the Big Bang Theory and how the universe was created, and I was real into it. But at one point, the voice of God mentioned that the sun was one day gonna explode and erase everything that I see. And I was not ready to hear that from God. Not at 8. I freaked the fuck out and ran out of the planetarium, screaming and crying. And I got chased down by some random guy. This guy wasn't a teacher, he wasn't a chaperone, he was just a dad who was around. And he saw me crying my eyes out. And I explained to him why I was freaked out. And he calmed me down by assuring me that I would be dead long before the sun ever blew up. Which helped me to feel a lot better about the sun. But for the next 6 months, I was worried about this guy murdering me. Because who says that to a child? 1996 was weird. Back then, you used to be able to smoke in Chuck E. Cheese's. That was like a real toxic environment for children. You know, the internet also made noise back then. That was a thing. It was loud. It told a lot of secrets. The government had to shut it up. Another thing that happened in 1996, Space Jam had just come out, and R. Kelly had a lot of access to kids. I didn't do it. That was just the time. Anyways, my name's Kevin. I appreciate all that. You guys ready for an adventure? Hell yeah.
Everyone, Kevin Titch! Now, for the first act in our adventure, Kevin Titt will select a hero of his choosing, and then we'll go upon an adventure to see if he can, in fact, defeat Joe Rogan. Now, with your help, he will choose his hero! Will be Gaznuth, the half-orc cleric, Dubarth of Adrium, the Dragonborn Rogue, or Lady Vorbex, the Strix Ranger. Kevin, which one of these three turns you on?
I gotta be the one that turns me on.
Whatever gets you involved.
Alright, well, I was gonna...
Which one of seems like he's having the most fun?
Who should I be? Who should I be?
Dubarth.
I was honestly in my gut leaning to the Lady Warbex, but then you said like the person that makes me, you know, and I didn't want it to go that way, so. But I mean, if I can take that context out of it, I'm just gonna go with my gut.
Don't worry, this is not a furry convention, we're not getting rock hard.
All right, cool. Yeah, I won't go Lady Warbex.
Lady Vorbex it is! Now, unto the first adventure. We enter a realm known as Dark Wormwood.
Your cousin Morkdar went to a party in Dark Wormwood and came back talking about something called men's rights. Could this have something to do with worshippers of Joe Rogan? Intent on finding out more, you vow to find these woodbound shindigs. After hours of searching, you hear the steady thump of house music.
Misogynists liking house music? Who would have thought?
You can hear the strange sound of music, laughter, and revelry in a chittering, high-pitched language that is not human. Do you approach and introduce yourself? Or sneak around and learn more?
Ladies and gentlemen of the DC Improv, what do you think? What should Karen do?
Lurk a little, man.
They want you to be asleep, slimy guy, Kevin.
Hey, I ain't trying to be slimy, but you know, I gotta observe the situation before I make myself known. So I'm gonna sneak around and learn a little bit.
Yes, a sneaking.
Sneak, sneak, sneak. That's the sound of you sneaking. Right before you make your move, you hear a voice behind you. Well, well, well. What do we have here?
Oh, I know that voice. Fuck.
You whirl around and standing there is a fashionably dressed young goblin. Pretty cool party in there, huh? He remarks while smirking at you coyly.
Oh.
He pulls out a pipe that you can't tell is ironic or not, and coughs harshly after a few drags of tobacco. You guys from around here?
I didn't realize they were gentrifying Darkworm Wood.
Do you say, yeah, Steve said we could come? Or do you say, oh, we just heard your sick beats?
What would it be, Kevin?
I really don't want to gas this guy up at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and say Steve said I could come. I assume he hates Steve, so I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm with Steve. I'm rocking with that guy. He told me I could be here.
Oh, yeah? I don't know if I believe you, he says, through some more ragged coughs.
Classic.
You know, my cousin organizes these little functions. I could probably get you in if you want. Do you act cool and say sure? Or kill him and dump the body?
Murder!
It's a bloodthirsty crowd, Kevin.
I know.
What do we do?
Listen. Hey, well, if that's what the people want, I guess I gotta kill them. I gotta kill the folk.
I mean, you are a winged, clawed woman with a bow and arrow. Maybe you shouldn't start killing people.
Yeah, you know, there you go. Use that arrow up.
As you draw your arrow, the goblin hacks out one more enormous wheezing cough, and the music and laughter stop. You hear vicious hissing and long daggers being unsheathed. Immediately, you're surrounded.
Oh, fuck.
Kevin, you're screwing this up already!
What in the 99 hells is going on out here, Morgo? The goblin chief hisses. I swear to the muck witch Zorab, these better not be more of your weirdo friends you're trying to impress.
We came here with Steve, I thought!
Yeah, I mean,
No way, cuz, Morgo stutters. These guys are super chill. I met them at a harvest feast in the Dire Marshes last year.
Sounds believable.
Are you sure they are not magistrates in disguise trying to blow up our spot? The goblin snarls. Only a cop would want to hang out with you.
Harsh vibes for Morgo.
Do you tell him I'm a hero, not a cop? Or suggest that, in fact, he is the cop?
well, honestly, I wouldn't hang out with a cop either. I was trying to kill the guy. I'm gonna go ahead and suggest that he's the cop and I'm cool. I'm a Steve.
Hey, Kev!
Fuck 12.
Okay.
The goblin chief smiles wickedly and says, there's only one way to prove if you're cool or not. He whistles and one of his stooges come forward with a gross-looking bottle. A glass of the foul-smelling liquid is poured. Young root wine, guess Morgo? But that stuff's illegal. Shut up and drink or we'll skin you alive, the chief goblin says. Do you slam it down in one go or sip it like a connoisseur?
What do you do?
Listen. It sounds awfully dangerous to just slam down a stinky drink. I don't know. But I ain't no cop, so I'm slamming that motherfucker.
We're on income now, and you want it again! Oh, very good.
Again we intone the chant of the ancient gods. Fuck 12. Defying all expectation, the drink goes down smooth. It's subtle and warm, yet rich and fulfilling. Seeing your instant liking for it, the goblin chief smiles and asks eagerly, how about another? Do you lick your glass empty and say, yes, please? Or do you act unimpressed, but willing to indulge the host?
Nobody says yes, please.
Oh! Earthlings are quite rude! I didn't realize.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Oh, the tension's building, because I'm going to
I'm gonna lick this empty glass and act unimpressed.
Oh, combo move!
But I will indulge the host.
Oh!
It seems you're ready to go full goblin mode. The chief says as he fondly watches you gulp down your second drink. Now he hands you the entire bottle. Do you grab it and chug? Or take a tentative sip?
Oh, I'm chugging that bad boy.
Suddenly you start to feel ill.
Oh yeah.
Everything starts to spin.
That's
You feel a
working.
strong urge to vomit. What's in this stuff, you say?
What's your constitution score, Kev?
It's mostly hog piss and fermented death vine leaves, says Morgo.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. Fermented death vine leaves. Those are kind of like in your world, fentanyl. Continue.
It turns out that goblin mode is more than just a phrase. You down shot after shot, not bothering to ask what you're drinking anymore. The last thing you remember before blacking out is Morgo whispering, "Just want to say, you're the coolest person I ever met. Thanks for covering with me with my cousin."
Oh!
You awake the next morning many miles from where the party began. On a rocky outcropping, you can see a small elven homestead. Aside from the dozens of crushed ale flagons around you, there's no sign of your new green friends. Typical goblins goodbye. Weak with a hangman's hangover, you'll need assistance if you're to survive. And the sign on the aforementioned homestead says, Levians.
Leviana! Kevin, you've been too far waylaid by drink.
Oh.
I don't think you can go any further. Goblin mug wine is intense as it is.
Yeah, all right. I'll just take a nap here and fuck off.
We'll catch up with you later. Sleep it off, Kev.
All right.
Sleep it off, because I know Leviana. She is a witch of immense power, and only she can take us further from this point. So please give it up for Kevin Turner! Many thousands of years ago, Leviana and I knew each other once, when we were but simple magiclings trying to figure out what the hell we were doing. And here she is, Leviana herself!
So excellent to see you, Betamax. Yes,
Leviana, will you help us on our quest?
absolutely. I will help you with your what ails you right now, and also give you a little advice for going further in this fantasy adventure. So, if we could proceed.
Yes! Leviana, everyone!
Thank you. So yes, as they've said, I am Leviana. So I am a level 50 elven sorceress. And my shop that you see here, my humble abode, has potion charms and scrolls of incantations to help what ails you. I do not accept most insurance plans, though, just so you know. But I am also an educator. So this is what I would like to talk to you about today before you leave me. Next slide, please. I know what you're thinking right now. Next slide. Wow, I'm in this amazing magical world. There's elves, right, like myself, and there's mermaids, and there's orcs, and probably what you're thinking right now is, when can I start fucking? And, I just want you to sort of stop and not do that until I give you some magic sex ed. Yes. The only thing more dangerous than magic is an unplanned pregnancy. That's what the great Merlin said. Especially now in these times, the supreme, so you don't want You don't want a tryst with a centaur or a surprisingly tender dragon boar to result in you making an abomination of nature. I asked the Grand Wizard AI to create this. I asked the Grand Wizard AI to make a creature that was a quarter horse and the rest man. And that's what it made, so that's not something you want to be responsible for. And you know, times are dark, times are harder than ever. The Supreme Court of Wizards has recently only allowed, they've taken away the national right to an abortion. Only the territories can determine whether or not you can abort your quarter horseman. So it's really important that you learn birth control in these territories, especially since these races live for a very long time. So say you get impregnated by a drow, you're on the hook for 50 years. So I'm looking out for you, I'm your friend. Alexa. So the first thing most people ask me is, why can't I just cast a force field around my penis? It seems logical. No. You can't do that. That will make your partner explode, and not in a good way. Force fields can be very strong. It's not, don't do that. And instead, there are three categories of magic birth control. So there's potions, spells, and then miscellaneous things mostly used by religious people that doesn't really work. I'll share them with you anyway. The first one, so we're first going to cover spells, I believe. So use my magic to make the slide. Check spells. Next slide. So you might want to transfigure your sperm. So if you say dolce semen, it will turn your sperm into what goes inside a Boston cream donut. And then if you say Nixiolosius, that will turn it into snow. So visually the same and kind of like a thrill for your partner, right? Like, ooh, I'm cold. And it's pregnant, it's great. And then if you say Mamma Mia, Papa Pia, what's more fun than that, right? It's a good time. You're feeling adventurous. You might also, okay, so right now you might be asking, why can't I just make my sperm disappear? Why can't I just cast something and make it disappear? Well, you clearly don't know the rules of magic. So here are the rules of magic. You can't create something from nothing. You can't make things disappear, just go somewhere else. And of course, the most important one, magically incinerating your jizz as it comes out of your dick will burn like a motherfucker. So don't do that. You're not gonna like it. So, you know, if you make your jizz disappear, it might end up somewhere that you just randomly think of, as one does during sex, like your boss's office or your grandma's house. You don't want that, so just trust me on this one. Oh, or you can transfigure the egg. I mean, the only good thing, I think the best option that you have is to transfigure your eggs into bubblegum, as you see here. And so then when you have your period, it's like you have a gumball machine. I think that one's the most fun. Personally, you can transform it into other things, but Hubba Bubba Bing is my recommendation. And then no crying over spilled milk, so you can do an ejaculosis spell and just sort of get it out there like that. It's a possibility, but again, for all these you have to act fast. You can't cry out your partner's name, you can't cry out anything else, you have to cry out these spells. So it's not everybody's cup of tea usually to use spells, but it's an option. I think we're now going to segue into potions, so let's talk potions. So this first potion is the Changeling Chaser, which is, it just puts a fake fetus inside of you so that your body already thinks that you're pregnant. So the con is that you do actually have to carry it to term and give birth to a baby doll. But the pro is that you can sell it on eBorn as a reborn doll. And if you don't know what reborn dolls are, look it up. And I am not saying sorry, because if I have to know about those, you do too. So it's a big market for it. That's all you need to know right now. Or Wolfsbane. So Wolfsbane, when you take it, it'll turn you into a wolf. So yes, you could still possibly get pregnant as a wolf, but it's a wolf, so that's like a pet. It's a different thing. So if you're looking for a pet, free, just take Wolfsbane and have unprotected sex. Or Chili Bane, and then this makes you eat 3 cans of chili, so you don't want to have sex. It's pretty simple. All right, so here are the other options. The talisman, so the signal on these aren't as good as you think, and they're made by paladins, and they're all virgins, so, you know, take that as you will. They're roughly as good as, like, the contraceptive version of thoughts and prayers. Don't mess with those, but they sell them pretty much everywhere. And then, of course, the IUD, and of course by that I mean having an imp under your dick. Just a little horn imp that goes between the scrotum and the shaft, and just sort of sticks out. So, yeah, you get the idea. So you pull out right in time. And then, of course, the ring. Not that ring. No. I'm talking about waiting until marriage. Best way to stop an unplanned pregnancy, obviously. So there's that option. And then plan B here, I'm sorry to say, is only ripping through the space and time continuum, which you have to be at least a level 115 to do that, so there is no plan B, is what I'm saying. But yeah, that's, so, you know, stay weird, but stay safe, that's all I ask. And if on your sexual adventures in this realm you run into, you get any magic STDs, I got stuff for that too. So come back and see me when and if that happens. Thank you so much. I'm Leviana, and it's been a pleasure.
Most of us are going to be doing tonight, fucking! Oh, there's going to be so much sex. But we at this point, we must keep going, because I'm not sure if you're aware from the last adventure, but your first hero of the evening drank himself into a super, and now cannot be called upon. And so, we have chosen another. This next hero, who will be our champion, goes by the name Sentimental! Yes!
Thank you. Hello. Hello. Oh my goodness. Hi. There we go. Hi. Hello. Hi, I'm Sandy. I went to Catholic school, so I learned more from that presentation of sex ed than I ever did in school. I just learned a lot. That's really great. Hi. Gonna also do stand-up now. How you guys doing? Happy to see you. Yeah. I'm actually out celebrating tonight. Is anyone else celebrating anything?
Woo!
All right. Just, you know, maybe celebrating the journey into the unknown mystical world of hell, it looks like, mostly. Did someone say me? No?
I just got a teaching job.
Oh, that's so awesome. What are you teaching?
I'm a history teacher.
Oh, yeah, what grade?
9th.
9th? Oh man, that's good. There's a lot of dicks in 9th grade. Like as people, I don't mean, you know. I mean the kids can be jerks, that's what I mean. Oh boy. Okay, congratulations. That's wonderful. Oh my god. Okay, that's really great. sorry, did you literally just find out?
Yeah, like a few hours ago.
Oh my god, that's so exciting! Oh man, have you been a teacher before? Is this just like a new school? or-
Just finished graduate school, so yeah, I'm pretty new.
Oh my god, brand new. That's so exciting. Okay, well, yay, that's why you still sound hopeful and excited. Great! I hope it all goes perfectly. That's amazing. That's so exciting. I'm very happy for you. I don't understand history at all, so, if you want to talk after this, I feel like half of this was real as far as I'm concerned. I was like, that's how it happened. That's how babies are born. I guess it's less history. I have a lot of subjects to work on. I am here celebrating tonight myself because I just hit a year and a half clean and sober. That's why I did it, for the applause. I had a problem and now I have attention. That's what I wanted the whole time, actually. I don't know, I knew I was gonna have a problem too for my first ever drink. I had one shot of $6 vodka my freshman year of college and was wasted. For a while, my friends would call me One Shot Sandy. Thought it was cute. It eventually led to my final college nickname, Hand Job Machine 5000. Thank you. Thank you. I got really good at it. I didn't get very good at it, but it turns out if you give away enough of them, they give you the name anyway. I have a plaque. Pretty exciting. I first got into the hand job game because, like I said, I went to Catholic school. Did anyone else go to Catholic school? Yeah, you. Yeah. 12 years. 13. 13. What? Okay. Well, I mean, no. Okay, that's fine. That's all right. 13 as in like you're counting preschool, or 13 as in
Kindergarten, yeah.
Oh, kindergarten. Okay, that makes it. Wow, you're a lifer. Yeah. All right, good for you. Did you enjoy your experience? Was it good?
Not at all.
Not at all. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Yeah. I'm always suspicious when someone's like, "It's great." I'm like, "Okay, well, you seem like kind of a dweeb." Okay, yeah. No, mine was a real mixed bag. It was a mixed bag. Like, our sex ed class was them telling us to get married. So similar to the end of that, except there weren't any elves, so it was, I didn't pay attention. I don't know if you had this, we actually had a class, I think my senior year, we had a class called Vocations. And in Vocations class, we learned there were 3 types of lives you could lead. You could lead a holy life, like be a priest or a nun. You could live a married life, or you could live a single life. And we spent almost the whole time on married life and nun life, and one day on how to be single. It wasn't long enough. There was one page in that textbook on single life. It was just a picture of a woman bringing in her own groceries from the car. Great, that's good. They didn't get to any of the important stuff, you know? I didn't get the big questions answered. I had to Google them. I never learned, can you get herpes if someone goes down on you with a cold sore? You can. But I didn't, I got lucky. My college boyfriend didn't. It's okay, he's the one who gave me cold sores, so I gave it back. for them though was I'm like, okay, so come on, let me know. What do I do if one day I send a guy nudes for the first time and he offers to Photoshop them?
Oh man.
I'm alright now. Turns out the answer is to tell him to fuck off. But I didn't know that at the time. And see, that's why we need these things taught in schools. Okay, so we're not learning on the streets. Yeah, thank you. This is gonna run for office on this platform. I'm excited for it. I don't know, I've never been that good at the guy thing. Never been great at that. I remember the first time I tried to get a guy to like me. It was my first crush. I was 12. One day we were outside at recess. I did the sexiest thing I could think of. I picked up a daddy long leg off the ground, put it on one of my boobs, made really intense eye contact with him, because I was like, I am going to show him I am brave, and I am a B cup. And it turns out, letting a spider crawl on you doesn't make someone not gay. Did my best. That's all right. Oh man, you guys are really nice. I'm so happy to be here. Yeah, you're wonderful. I was performing at a college recently, like with permission. They asked me to be there. But I was asking people in the crowd, I was like, oh, what's your major? And there was this little like 18-year-old freshman raises her hand, very excitedly says, sex therapy. Which, yeah. And do you guys know that thing that happens when you meet someone in everyday life and you find out they're a doctor? And you kind of want to ask them to look at one of your moles. It took everything in my power not to ask this poor first week of college girl, why would that guy spit in my mouth if he doesn't love me? You have to give it up for come back,
He spit in your mouth because he was trying to give you a potion.
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought too, actually. That's how I justified it.
I mean, people spit in my mouth all the time, and like, that's a I'll mix that up later. Sandy, before we start, who will be your hero tonight? Keeping in mind, we've already lost Lady Vorbex to drunken stupery. So will it be Gas Tooth or Duvon?
Okay.
Dash tooth.
Dash tooth. All right. Well, first of all, very bossy, everybody. Okay, this is not the Price is Right. Give me a second. All right. Dragonborn rogue breathes acid on command. Loves to party. Okay. I do think I'm gonna go with Gnash Tooth. I think the crowd's right. I trust you guys.
All right, Gnash Tooth it is.
Yeah.
We enter into the second realm. The ruins of Fort Grey Malkin.
Do I have to go?
Yes, you do.
I think I wouldn't go. I would turn around.
This part's not a choice.
Compelled by your aggro wizard companion, you head to a once mighty stronghold, Fort Grey Malkin, which has long since been abandoned. But now rumors swirl that its vaults hold an ancient artifact that could be a powerful weapon against Joe Rogan. At first, you find nothing but mist and shadows. And then you trip on some rubble like a goon and fall over and accidentally reveal some hidden stairs leading downward towards an eerie light.
Sandy, you're already stumbling.
You're welcome. I found the stairs.
You don't know why, but you cannot resist the urge to seek the source of the strange glow.
Yes, I can resist it.
At last, deep underground, you find an enormous, ornate chamber.
That sounds sexy.
There on the altar, you see something even more sexy. A small leather sack decorated with 2 skull-shaped jewels that shine like pale green stars.
A leathery sack with 2 horns?
You know you must possess it.
I must, it's true, I must.
Do you grab the bag and run? Or caress it lovingly?
What will it be?
Grab it, caress it!
Alright, okay, seems like we're going I love to really caress a good sack, so let's go with yeah!
With a tenderness known only to the Handjob Machine 5000. As soon as you touch it, the sound of a terrible screeching echoes through your soul and the crumbling walls around you.
It's my own voice!
Now the stench of decay fills the room as rotting corpses crawl out from the dirt and debris around you. A pale green glow haunts their eye.
This is why I didn't want to go in!
Do you start smashing skulls and ask questions later? Or run, hide, and pray that that's just lemonade in your pants?
Smash him! Smash him!
Hey, smash!
Smash!
A rusty spear goes flying a quarter-inch above your head. You barely dodge the swing of a dented battle axe. These wailing wretches are quicker than their old bones would suggest. You hack one to bits, only to see the pieces start pulling themselves back together. Now you're cornered. You can't help but noticing Betamax hasn't really done any magic this whole time.
Hey, it's a kind of like a Gandalf thing. I show up when it's really important.
You don't shut up too late too many times. This is terrible! I've never even met you before this!
This date is going terribly.
A wizard arrives precisely never.
Wait,
Mid-argument, do you charge forward to go out in a blaze of glory, or cower and pray that the fudge in your pants has joined the lemonade?
well, obviously I'm not gonna pick the fudge one. That's like that's, you know, that's so, like, that's, you know, I'm no pussy. Charge forward!
Hearing that, in a flash of blazing steel, a huge muscle-bound man with long black hair bursts through the ranks of the undead, sword and axe in hand.
Alright.
Wearing nothing but a loincloth, he roars mightily as he decimates the desiccated marauders. His weapons glow with a dark red energy, and when he slays a foe, it stays down for good.
Oh yeah, it does. Alright, bud.
A pile of skulls at his feet, his gorgeous muscles drip with sweat.
I'm sorry, who wrote this?
Is that This content belongs to Pete Musto, LLC.
Alright.
His rugged, handsome face, a Pete Musto kind of face, relaxes into a confident, mischievous smile as he catches his breath. What ho, fellow adventurer, he says. It seems I've come in at just the right time. Do you smile politely and try not to stare at his bulging loincloth or thank him profusely while drinking in every inch of this stud?
I mean, I think we know it.
He came in!
Drunk on stud milk, you proceed. I did look pretty awesome out there, didn't I?
Oh,
He asks,
no.
bending over to stretch and show off his perky set of
I
buns.
don't like him anymore.
By the beard of Belcor, I love fighting skeletons. You ever seen something so kick-ass and righteous before? But I bet that's what you expected when you saw the legendary Caldor walk in the room. Do you admit that you've never heard of him before, or nod while struggling to maintain eye contact with anything above groin level?
Can I ask him about his relationship with his father?
From the look of things, Sandy, it's not good.
Oh no.
Oh, come on! You mean you've never heard of Caldor of the Northern Tribes? You say no, Bourbon. You say, oh.
Caldor, anyone? Caldor?
No! Take him down a peg, no!
Ruin his self-esteem.
That's how you keep him around for good, okay?
Hold on. I'm attracted to how little you know me, but surely you you've heard of my band Doomscroll. Our shanties and ballads are sung in every tavern in Stalvoria. Do you say, I don't think so, or not even once?
I'll give him a bone. I'll say I don't think so.
What? You've definitely heard us. Look, I'll play you a song, and you're gonna be like, oh yeah. I always fancy myself more of a bard than a barbarian, Caldor says as he takes out a large 6-string axe and begins to strum.
I had a boyfriend who used to do this. I hated it so much.
So, he asks, after several excruciating minutes have passed.
This is terrible!
Search your face for recognition and approval. Tell him that it's not for you, but you get why people like it. Or try to think of a compliment like, oh, it's really interesting.
I think I want to go with I get why people like it. I feel like
I mean, I don't hate it.
In the blink of an eye, Caldor's barbarian rage has been reignited. He whips out his blade and begins advancing on you. So, you think you're better than me? Growls.
Oh God, Sandy!
I could tell he was gonna be like this. I think that you're so good at fighting. Let's just point him down the right path for him.
He is rippled in muscles.
I may not be the best singer out there, but at least I still have a head, he screams. The last thing you see is blood pouring from the stump of your neck, where your body once was.
Oh no!
You have
Sandy Benton!
Okay.
Slain by a horny mountain man!
This was a brutal way to. It's sort of how I expected to die.
Well, give it up for Sandy then! This is the way she wanted to die! Give her a hand! And, before we go any further to our final adventure, we do have to pay the piper here, though. You know, these adventures aren't free, and so before we go any further, I'd like to introduce our sponsor for the evening, a man who's also an educator, a self-promoter, and maybe even a kind of self-help guru of a kind. Please put your hands together now for Vargas the Swifty!
Just put that there for later. Thank you. My name is Vargas the Swifty. And yes, I've been a Swifty for over 20 years, so if anyone mentions that tin image to me. Although, if we're being honest, she has a couple bangers, I'm not gonna lie. You may have noticed my beautiful sack. I stole it on the way up here. Proof that I am an expert thief. Whoever I took this from can have it back later. I am the Tony Robbins Hood of thievery. I am here to educate you on how to be your best rogue. I am known as the ghost with the most stuff. Next, it's picked in my yearbook, my high school yearbook photo. I'm a big fan. I'm a big believer in thieving is believing. Next, here's my Thieves Guild motto. The grass is always greener on the other side, and that's why we steal it. You see something you like, why not? Next. Who is that dashing rogue, you may be wondering? A little bit about me. Basically, this is just my resume. Never heard of me? Good. That's the fucking point of being a rogue. You don't want to know who I am, because it means I've probably taken all your shit. Next. I've been a professional rogue for over 20 years. Next. I've stolen from some of the greats, and also some people who deserved it. Next, I once stole a Cyclops' eye when he wasn't looking. That's fucking impressive. I also once stole the amulet of Zirna'a. I really didn't think I'd have an issue with the word amulet in that sentence. I stole the amulet of Zirna'a, a trinket that ironically makes things easier to steal. And I'm not gonna lie, if I had to go back, I would steal that one first. Next. I've escaped from 20 prisons across 5 realms, and all without crawling through miles of shit. Suck it, Andy. I'm gonna let you in on a couple little jail secrets, since inevitably some of you will be going there. Elven jails easily have the best food, also have the best security. So if you want first-class food, but also you're never going anywhere ever, period, get arrested by elves. Next. Uno más. Thieves' code for next. All right. Now, contrary to elven prisons, which are extremely beautiful, terrible places, goblin prisons almost have no security, because if you try to escape, they will just eat you. I mean, let's be honest, the goblins don't really have prisons, they have dry food storage. They're just keeping you to eat you very soon. Escape from those is pretty much important. It's very important. Not big on trials. All right, here you are. If you want to be a rogue, which I can see some of you have very roguish looks. Good start. Next. Now, some of you may be thinking, I, myself, would like to be a rogue, much like the Indian of Jones, who steals from those that are poorer in capitalism but rich in culture, and give to those that are rich in capitalism and completely lacking in culture. Next. Also, if you'd like to be a member of a team, you too can stand around in a hotel lobby. He's on the job, and he's eating a shrimp cocktail. That's a good fucking thief, if I've ever seen one. That's impressive as shit to me. Next. You could also be the most mysterious sky thief of them all. Yeah, if you've never heard of him, look him up. His name is... Next. Now, a lot of you are wondering, listen, I love stealing, it's tempting, it's fun. What do I need to be good at it? Now, every thief needs a toolkit. The main thief's toolkit includes light and nimble fingers. That's important. If you haven't started working out your fingers, start. Also, a small file, a set of lockpicks, a small mirror mounted on a metal handle, a set of narrow-bladed scissors, and a pair of pliers. Next. Now, this is a very simple thieves' kit. It's missing a couple things, probably because I stole them. Now, you can make do with less. However, it's less ideal as well. The less ideal toolkit includes a blade, a crowbar, dynamite, and a lute. Which I fucking hate bards. Don't work with bards. They bring musical instruments to fucking steal shit. Why? What is wrong with these people? Next. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people think that thievery is a lonely, lonely position, and the truth is that teamwork makes the thief work. Right? Next. This right here. No thief is an island. This right here is one of the best bands of thieves of all time, and not just because they're tiny little people who can sneak into things. It doesn't matter what size you are. Just because you're a half-orc with giant sausage fingers doesn't mean you can't be an adept rogue. It just means you need help. Now, things to look for in a team. Obviously, thieves' tools. It'd be nice if they had some. If they come with them, that's great. Secondly, criminal record, always a plus. It'd be nice if they had one. You don't want any goody two-shoes. Also, your ambitions have to align. I'm gonna drink, it's fun. Make sure your ambitions align. We're gonna do the next two. World's riches, good. World domination is bad. Here's the thing, we can't steal if someone else rules the world. It's gonna be awkward. So like when you're looking for a teammate, make sure you do a background check. They have to have the criminal record, but also they have to not want to like destroy everything. It'd be super cool if like you can't steal shiny shit if they want to burn it all, you know? All right, next. All right, now a lot of you are thinking, listen, I'm not a people person. That's fine. Teamwork still exists for you. It's called getting a familiar, also known as a pet. Now, the best familiars for rogues, first one. A lot of people saw this one coming. Cats. Beautiful creatures, intelligent, nimble, agile, vicious bastards. They will turn on you in a fucking second. Squirrels. Look at that jewel storage right there in his fucking face. You can fit 3 to 4 magic rings right there in his face. Now the next one, please. My personal favorite. That's right. The crow. Not as pompous as the raven. Also tend to come with their own thieves' tools. It's pretty great. They bring their own shit. You can teach them to like speak words like or whatever. I don't know what they say. Next. Now, I'm going to leave you shortly to drink more. But things to remember. Anyone can steal. But it takes art to be a true thief. Next. There's no such thing as off-limits to rogues. Literally. I've never seen an off-limits sign I could read. It's not a thing. Someone says, hey, don't go there. You should probably check it out. Life is fucking scary. Yeah, it's a weird thing to be like, yeah, about. Life is fucking scary. Why not scare it back? There are a lot of shitty people that wake up every day and make your life worse. Why not be the thing that goes bump in the night? Ooh, didn't think you were gonna actually feel something tonight. Next, and last but not least, everybody, next again. Thieving is believing. Thank you very much.
What was it, Swifty? The Swifty, everyone. I honestly thought if it was going to be a fantasy rogue who was stealing things from people, his name would be Tony Robbins. Grown all you want, we've still got one more adventure to go. Woo! Are you ready and prepared for your final quest?
Yeah!
Please put your hands together one more time for all the performers you've seen this evening. They tried so very hard to bring about the end of Jodagon, but there is only one left. So now, put your hands together for All Right Round! All Right Round!
Wow. Okay. This was a lot of energy tonight. I said I'll do the show. I didn't know what to expect. Wow. This is holy shit. Great. Give it up for everybody you've seen tonight. Let's start off with there. I learned a lot. The nigga that just came up here stole my wallet. He really is a thief. I'm gonna beat his ass later. This has been a really good show, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know what to expect. I just came here because my wife got into an argument prior to leaving. Yeah, because what happened was she spoiled the end of Ozarks for me. Yeah, like she spoiled it because she know I'm a big Ruth fan. And we got to an argument because I had you put the toilet seat up. Anyway, so we got to an argument and she said, yeah, that's why your girl. And I was like, what? And then, so she went to the bathroom. When she was in the bathroom, I went to Netflix. I changed the password in the profile. And then I came here. So she's been texting me all night in between all these adventures. She's been texting me so she get the password so she can watch Stranger Things. Now I'm gonna watch, bitch. Not no more. You will wait like everybody else. I'm not even going home. I'm gonna go on another adventure. I'm gonna go ahead and restart this whole goddamn show. That's what we about to do. We about to run this shit back. That's what we about to do, Betamax. All right? Get you and your backyard stick back up here for the 9:30 show, okay? So, besides that, man, it's cool, man. Marriage is cool. Any married people in here? Okay, you raise your hand, you clap by yourself, so that's... It wasn't a unit, I guess. I don't know, maybe. Who clapped? Just you, your husband didn't clap? Are you the husband? I just want to make sure, because it gets weird in DC. Okay, I just want to make sure. I don't know, man. You raised your hand, but you by yourself.
She's with the baby.
Oh, like a man. I'm gonna go to this adventure real quick, honey. You got the baby. I'll be right back. Thank you, dude. Yeah, man. We over the pandemic, my wife, we had to lose weight because we was running out of sexual positions to do. Like we've been together for over like 20 years, like together, not on paper, 7 years on paper. Yeah, that's black love. And so, we had a total of 56 sexual positions we could do prior to our kids. And then we started gaining weight, so we got down to 3. It was missionary, doggy style, and the lazy position. What'd you say right there with the glasses? You said, what's the lazy position? I'm glad you asked, sir. I'll take care of you. You ain't got to worry about it. You ain't got to talk out of place. The lazy position, since you asked, is when you and your spouse, you're laying in the bed, you're watching TV together, y'all spooning. Sometimes it'll be little spoon. I like to be held. Some men are big spoon. Whatever, right? You're big spooning, and you're watching TV. You're probably watching some shit you don't want to watch. It's probably HGTV, Love It or Listed. And if you're like me, the first 5 minutes, you're not interested in the shit. You're like, why the fuck we watching this dumbass show? And then like 5 minutes later, you're like, you know what? I don't know if they're gonna love this house. I don't know. I mean, got a little mold, but they're gonna fix that. And then like 7 more minutes into it, then you call your best friend, you put $25 on, like they're gonna list the house. You're like, you know what? They're gonna list this house, Greg. What you think? And he's like, I would love it. I think they're gonna love the house. You're like, bet money, bitch. You hang the phone up. And now you got a $25 bet going on, Love It or Listed, and then they go to commercial. And then that's when you make your move, fellas. That's when you make your move, ladies. Whoever is big spoon. But in this scenario, I'm big spoon. I'm like, hey, babe, look, we're in the commercial. We got 3 minutes. How about we do this before we find out they're gonna love or list the house? And she says, babe, if you do that, you're gonna mess with my hair. And I'm like, she's black. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna mess with your hair or your bonnet. And we're like, you wasted 30 seconds. Now we're 2 minutes, 30 seconds into this commercial, and we're wasting time. What are we gonna do, right? And she's like, all right, fine. And she sticks it out. And when she sticks it out, I'm like, I don't feel anything. Can you stick it out a little bit more? And she's like, fine. I'm like, well, hold on, because I still didn't feel nothing. I lifted the bottom of my stomach like this, and she put the booty underneath my stomach, and I let my stomach go, and it made like an ass clap sound. It was like, like that. Like that. It was like thunder clap. It was like Usher. It was like doo, 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 doo. And then like I left a belly button print. So that's when we knew that we had to lose weight. And they listed the house, so I lost that $25 goddamn dollars. So I had to lose weight, man. I'm a bit of a hero. I'm a veteran of the United States Army. Just a public service announcement. Don't tell me thank you for my service. Don't be like, thank you for your service, because I didn't do it for you. I'm not going to say you're welcome. You're like, thank you for your service when you found it. No, I didn't do it for you. I did it for the student loan. I did it for the I did it for the VA loan. Okay? I did it for college. I didn't do it. I got out my situation. I had to exercising is one of the ways I lost weight, of course, obviously. And I know what you're saying. You're like, but Mike, you're still in your first trimester. Shut up. So it's going down. So what happened was I played basketball as my source of cardio, but because I was in the Army, I don't like running for no reason at all. I don't do fun runs. Like, you know, the Army like, we're gonna get up in the morning, we're not gonna wash our ass, we're just gonna go out here, get in formation, and we're gonna run and sing together in places with no street lights and talk about how Jody's fucking your wife right now. Jody got your girl at home. home. I'm like, we need to go ahead and run to my house then. We need to turn this formation around and go to my fucking house. Why is Jody fucking all of our girls right now? It's just one Jody. We could fuck him up. We could. If we all as good as a dude. We just break off. Let's squad 1, go to Mike's house. Squad 2, go to Raymond's house. I don't know. We never ran into Jody. And that's why I don't run, because of Jody. So I play basketball, man, and but I'm like in my 40s now, so I got to look at what's going on the court before I play. Like when I was 25 and below, if they said, "Hey, we need one," I'm like, "I'm the one. I'm getting on the court. That's me." Now they be like, "Yo, I need one." And I'm like, "Well, hold on. Y'all start playing 5-on-4. And let me see what y'all gonna do." And depending upon what y'all do, I might be the one, or I could not be. I could be the referee. It don't matter. Just let me see what y'all do. If I see a lot of athleticism, if I see a lot of crossing over, dunking, jumping, like good healthy joints on the court, that's not my game. Those kids still have a dream. They still have hope. This is what they did, get a scholarship. Then they make it to the NBA, at best China. I'm only in it for the 1,500 steps on my Fitbit. One time I had game point, and they had checked me the ball. They were like, "Check ball, Pops." And that's why I don't fuck with them, because they call me Pops. Okay, now to be honest, in all fairness to them, I was wearing a lot of cotton that day. Okay, I had on cotton shorts, I had on a t-shirt I just cut grass in, I had on a headband, because when I sweat goes in my eyes, turns my eyes red. Like, it's a lot of shit going on with my body. Whatever, don't be judging me. The point is, they had to call me Pops. Anyway, so they said, "Check ball, Pops," and they gave me the ball, and the ball fell out of my hand. I was like, "Oh shit, the ball." So I went and got the ball. When I picked up the ball, my Fitbit went off. And I looked and it said, "Gold medal." So I gave them the ball back and I walked the fuck off the court. They're like, "Pops, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm done." They're like, "You ain't won yet." Like, "Yes, the fuck I did. I got a good heart rate." And I took off my knee pads and I started cooling down, because at 40, you gotta cool down, which is more important than warming up. All right, let's go on this little adventure.
The elder. Now, there is only one choice left. You must be Duboth of Atrium.
Which one is that?
He is the dragon who breathes acid.
Why is he this motherfucker here?
Yes.
So y'all left me the one guy who plays the saxophone? You know how that's still racist? This one had a shield, this one has like some sort of mystical stuff. Y'all leave me the nigga that's playing Boney James?
I'm just but one old white man in a long chain old white man. I cannot have the answers.
All right, give me Kenny G, come on, let's go.
Forward there into Mount Morga.
Okay, hold on, before we even start, why would I go here? With a saxophone? What's happening?
At last, you and your saxophone found secret headquarters of Joe Rogaine's acolytes, the cursed tower high atop Mount Morgath. A grueling climb up frozen cliffs and treacherous passes has led you to the tower's entrance, but it's unlocked and completely unguarded. Inside the tower, you find an enormous stone staircase that goes upwards and upwards to an impossible height. After several hours of ascension, it feels like you've made no progress at all. You can no longer even tell where the stairs begin or end. Do you give up and turn around, or have faith and keep going?
What will it be, Michael?
Come on, man, you already know what to do. What y'all want me to do?
Give up!
Who told me to give up?
Give up now? We've been doing this for 90 minutes!
I kind of want to give up, but
How many steps do you have?
That's true. Do I have my Fitbit on? These are good questions.
You need 400 more!
I'm gonna have faith to keep going.
Remaining army strong, Mike Brown has faith that keeps going. As soon as you take the next step, the stairs below start crumbling, leaving nothing but an open abyss to fall through. Quickly you realize the stair you're on will be the next to fall. Do you flee upward as fast as you can? Or just kind of let it happen?
I'm starting to think this is a black thing now. This is getting real black all of a sudden. Wow.
What will it be then, Michael? Will you just let it happen or flee upwards?
Well, just let it happen. He gave me 2 kids, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna flee upwards as fast as I can.
As fast as you can!
Running from the ghost of his next child. You take too long to make up your mind and plummet towards the unknown. But suddenly an invisible force stops you mid-fall, and you slowly start to rise. Quickly you're hurled upwards and then unceremoniously dumped like a sack of potatoes on the floor of a large hall, lavishly decorated in the most sinister artwork you've ever seen. Ah, at long last, our hero has arrived, a darkly sensual voice mutters. The speaker gives soft, sarcastic applause, like this.
The dreaded slow clap!
Oh,
Check out these horny motherfuckers. Looking up, you see 2 figures standing over you, dressed in dark silks and eldritch jewelry. It's a pale man and a pale woman. They've gentrified DC recently. Both gaunt but fiercely beautiful, their eyes pulse with the light of some forbidden magic. This is my husband, Arcus, and I am Yaldira, the woman says, eyeing you hungrily. We've been watching you for a while now.
That makes sense. I have a horn.
How did you do that with no eyes?
Yes, says Arcus. You see, even though you seek to destroy our master, we cannot help but be impressed by your power and skill. Your look, your whole vibe, we really dig everything. Yaldira remarks, biting her lip. It kind of got us thinking maybe we should try to see things a little differently.
This is how threesomes start.
It's starting to look quite adulterous, Michael!
We worship only pleasure in its most intense
Definitely a
forms,
threesome is happening.
she says. Like the thrilling rush of punching down on groups we don't belong to that Joe Rogan gave us. Joe Rogan. But that too grows old. We've never seen someone so committed to a righteous cause, Arcus adds, and we are curious to partake. Do you say, try to eat my soul, and I'll fight to the end? Or do you ask, it's like a sex thing?
I don't have to ask the audience. I'm gonna go ahead and see is this like a sex thing? She has a blindfold on, so I'm gonna tell.
Don't be so basic, Arcus scoffs. This is so much more than simple carnal desires. This is about power.
BDSM.
So you don't want to fuck me? Or what kind of power?
What would it be, Mike? What kind of night would you want?
Why do you keep talking like this? What should I do? Because who hit next slide?
I want you to make love to Yaldira, replies stonily. Do this thing. Show us what you are capable of, and we will switch sides and join your fight. Switching, kind of our hallmark.
It's Bank Brothers.
Do you say, aren't you guys like married? Or are you gonna like join in?
What kind of vibe do you want, Mike?
I need more questions. Are you gonna like join in?
Oh! Arcus will watch from the corner while servicing himself. So what will it be? Save Snalvoria or your dignity?
Do you have any left, Mike, at this point?
Nah, she hot, yo.
So do you sigh and reluctantly start stripping, or dive headfirst into Pound Town?
Well, before,
What is this Pound Town?
trust me, you don't want to be on the other end of it. You don't want to be on the other end of it. I'm gonna dive head first.
Into Pound Town!
It's actually pretty good. You and Yadira go at each other like bobcats in heat, and whatever Arcus is doing, he's pretty quiet about it. So after about 98 minutes, you both collapse in sticky exhaustion. Turning to Yaldira, you ask, "Okay, so how do we stop Joe Rogan?" Marcus and Yadira go from barely contained giggles to full-blown doubled over with laughter. "You fool," sneers Arcus. "We completed the ritual to return the Dark One from its exiles hours ago."
The wording of Dark One. Okay.
He must have joined. This was just a bit of fun. Fun indeed, Yaldira asks. "Now Joe Rogan will take possession of your wizard friend and use his power to conquer everything. All that is needed now is the perfect joke, and our master's victory is complete." Something's happening to Betamax the Teal.
He's taking over me, Mike! He's taking over me! I am becoming his servant! Jordan Peterson!
You are evil.
Up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who. Mike, I can't fight it anymore! You need to tell one more joke! One more joke!
Are you coming? What is happening right now? What do you want me to do?
One more joke, Mike Brown! Does anyone want to hear one more joke?
I hope you don't die off this joke. All right, so look, we gotta save this white man. Here's what we'll do. All right, who's single in here? This is the only joke I got. I know it's gonna work. Who's single in here? All of y'all know. So it was only pretty people.
Man's life hurts in the balance.
Everybody's fucking around. All right, cool. All right, if you're out here dating, what you do is you play a blackjack with your sexual organs, okay? All right, follow me because I'm smart. The women are the sex dealers. They have all the cards, and the men have all the money. But it's year 2022, so we might have all the cars and all the money, and the dude might have like 2 Chick-fil-A packets in his pocket, looking for a quick come up, right? So they say, go play some blackjack. He's like, hell yes, so still the cards out. He look at his head, he has a 10 to 2, he has 12. She asks him, do you want to hit or stay? He says, look, I got this money, I'm gonna take a hit. Throws the other card down, it's a 3, he's at 15. She asks him again, do you want to hit or stay? He's like, look, I got this money, I'm gonna take another hit. Throws another card down, it's an ace, he's at 16. He's hoping for a push. But she asks him again, do you want to hit or stay? He thinks about it. He's like, you know what, fuck it, you only live once, YOLO. Asks for another hit. Throws another card down. It's the Queen of Spades. He's at 26, he busts. And because he busts, he now has to stay. And because he has to stay, he has to pay the house. And the house always wins. And for those that ain't caught on yet, that was a child support timeline. Used to live a blackjack.
Us tonight in this Halloween quest of the laughter. Give it up for yourselves one more time in the Laugh Chorus! We are a group known as the Midnight Gardeners. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and other places. And like all comedy groups, we've got a podcast! And sketch videos! Thank you all!